So I just woke up and I saw that I have 38 notifications or 39 notifications on the Tutorial Island video, the new player changes video. And I looked through some of them. Here, I'm going to read some of these off. I said I was going to go back to my main channel in the last video, but I opened it up, and I think what happened is someone posted me on Reddit, the echo chamber of Reddit. Let me look at these real quick. Okay, so we have Solar. Or Solar, it's not Solaire from Dark Souls, it's Solar Andrew, and they just have like some type of dyed-haired, avatar going on here. So hopefully, they said, quote, hopefully this comment section is eye-opening for you as to how a conversation with you in person feels for the other person. You don't care about feelings though. You deserve yourself. Don't change a thing. Give me 1 second. Like that is like the most Reddit comment ever. You guys should look up Shredded Nerd on YouTube. He has an excellent video. Type in millennial writing, and you'll see that they always use the same words like yikes, you do better, be better, be a better person. It's like all this same. They act like they have sympathy and empathy, but they don't. It's like the complete opposite. I said you've proven my point. You live in a Reddit echo bubble. They said I didn't like it. I cringe seeing you believe that with conviction. I cringe. Yikes Reddit. Yikes my Funko Pop collection. Yikes. And then Solar says, also I don't use forums and the term is echo chamber. Wait, what? Yeah, I said echo bubble. Yeah. See, like, this is the exact Redditude. Like, trying to act smart. Okay, let's see. Michael8776101, and he's making and he says, you sound like a mod on Reddit. Wait, like, are these people, like, projecting or something? I have a feeling like... Also, New York 4 says, it's the heavy breathing after every sentence for me. This guy's body shaming me. This guy is absolutely body shaming me. How dare this? Caffeine Strong is a guy that's like, he's talking shit about dyed-haired leftists and stuff, but he's also insulting me at the same time. Yardman says they need to work on plugins for mobile, specifically raid-related. I am this guy's username is I am Lutrim Topali, but he says you belong on 2004 Scape, not OSRS. I don't play the actual 2004 Scape private server. I have my own private servers that me and my friends play on. They're not for public use at all. They're not public. Vanity1472 says 28. It's time to get a grip, bud. On what? Like, get a grip on what? Because, I don't know. My other YouTube channel is doing pretty good. The games I'm making are doing pretty good. Darko Die was just on the Steam Next Fest. If you want to try that out. There's a lot of people hopping on that. My art, I've been lacking on art recently. I'm going to be making a whole lot more art. But people seem to like what I've been making on the art side of things and everything. And by the way, I just want to point out, I obviously, like, they're talking about elitism or that I have, like, an ego or something. I don't have a fucking ego. Like, I don't, some of my art looks like shit, right? Some of my art looks like shit. Some of it looks good. Some of it looks like shit. But, I don't have an ego or anything, It's these people, these materials that have an issue with that kind of stuff. I7Ven says, could be in YouTube trending if title was changed to be satire. It's comedy gold if you look at it that way, but cringe if not. So it's cringe saying that, like, game developers putting yellow paint on a fucking ladder to make it more accessible. And you don't think that's cringe. You think that that's perfectly acceptable. I think you're Lisbeth6246 says, imagine being a content creator and not understanding capitalism and how bonds and you don't know how to even write sentences. Look, I'm going to act like a Redditor right back to you, man. Jagex doesn't care about the hundreds of 40-year-old members. They want the thousands of UG kids with what? They want the thousands of UG kids with parents' credit cards ready to spend. Jacko by 17. Yeah, but most people who still play this are getting older and have more responsibilities. Just because you can sink 1,000 hours into an item doesn't mean it's good for the majority. Go play fucking something else, dude. You realize every MMO is like that, and they're not all gonna cater to you. And even Jagex isn't really catering to you by making the tutorial island changes. You realize that, right? Like, I was just complaining about simple tutorial island change. You know, it's not making the game easier by making the tutorial island easier. You know what I mean? And they even said that it's restricted tutorial island. The people in the comments saying, haha, you lost, we ruined the game for you. It's like, no, you didn't, though. Because if they try to introduce easy changes outside of that, it's gonna lose the pull, and the backlash is gonna be immense, and they would just remove the update afterwards. So you saying that, you know, womp womp, it's like that. No, it's womp womp for you, dude. Like, you are the ones that fucking lost. They're not going to add any kind of other, you know, they added the run energy changes, but something I didn't mention in the video is that those run energy changes will only get you so far in the game, right? It evens out. They even mentioned that it evens out as you level. So the higher your agility, you know, it's not going to matter. It's just the early game, which doesn't take long at all to get through, right? You get to the med game like just instantly. So that doesn't even really change that much as I complain about it. You know, I say that the game's getting easier, but it hasn't changed too much. I can't really even complain about it. I think Mod North is doing a good job. And I really like OSRS, so I'm not going to be switching. I'm going to stay there. And you know what? I'm going to, you know, just keep playing OSRS. You guys probably don't even play the game. Ryan Danny says some good points here, but you need to dial the elitism down or increase it to the point of irony. And then Vinny Van Gogh 2426 says he also needs to dial down the blatant racism and homophobia in the replies to people disagreeing with him. This guy's definitely not built for YouTube if he can't handle criticism without being a bigot. Hey, Vinny Van Gogh, I've been on the internet way longer than you have, pal. And I know it's nothing to really brag about, but I have. You're new here, dude. Either that or you're a bot with they all have default avatars, man. The default Google generated avatars. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I'll have to tell my Spanish husband that I'm blatantly racist and homophobic as well. So I'm gonna have to go tell him that. You know, I'm kind of curious what he means by that. I can't handle criticism. You do realize I use the early 2000s internet and I've been in Call of Duty lobbies, right? Right? You do realize that? Yes, no? Yeah, you're new here, pal. Turkey Shark 3153 says, as you said, it's a game. Your achievement is spending a ton of time to get some armor. It's a game. This update is for the people who don't have the time to play for hours a day like you. But, wait, you're talking about the Tutorial Island update? Because you do realize that the game is the same, right? Like, even with the run energy changes, the game is still the same. You have to spend like 3,000 hours to max, and you're never going to do that. These people, again, this is the same kind of comment I've seen 5 times now, where it says people don't have time to spend hours a day like you. But, dude, it's RuneScape, dude. Like, either way, even if they make the game less time consuming, like, dude, it's not everything. It's like they don't even know what the game actually is. They don't even know what RuneScape actually is. It's RuneScape, bro. But we're talking about OSRS here. Dude, you do realize that OSRS is never going to be like RuneScape 3 where you can pay for progress, right? You do realize that? Like, what are you going to do to try to max? You're going to pay a person from another country to play in your account for you? You're going to be that pathetic, bro? Because everybody can tell that you paid for your progress if you do that. You're going to go into raids. Even if you watch a guide, you're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to go into raids too. And just, you know... So, I highly doubt these are RuneScape players. I don't think they're RuneScape players at all. Like, they're saying, grow up and take on responsibilities. I'm a father with kids. I don't have enough time to play. put down the fucking video game and take care of your kid then, dude. Fox uses Mara, says, what a crybaby. It's like, I mean, I'm not mad about the game itself, you know what I mean? Because the yellow line, I'm not going to see that. That's on Tutorial Island. Like, I'm laughing about how fucking weird it is. SSWW3494 says, please, brother, read a book while you AFK. I wonder what kind of books he wants me to read. Stamper OSRS says, holy yap, pal, it ain't that deep. Enjoy the game for what it is and move on. And he has a Naruto soy jack. Steady stack in 7250 says, only an OSRS elitist would care about a Tutorial Island update. This guy, Carlos Pizarro 2321 says, nostalgia merchants strike again. Wait, didn't New York 4 already make a comment before? He says, why don't you go down to McDonald's, order a Whopburger and maybe some French fries? What the fuck kind of soy-lennial writing is that? Dude, that is some talking about cringe. He has a whole bunch of rap music playlists. Piprod01 says, excellent troll, sir. Winger2207 says, bro, don't make YouTube videos anymore. You're 100. He's spelled you're wrong. You're 100% not built for the internet. Dude. Oh, look, default avatar. He has a whole bunch of CS:GO loot, opening up loot crates. Okay. You know, I did that for TF2, but day 4, day 5, day 15, he's opening them up every day. Holy. And that's it. So we can tell he wants to pay to win, and he can't. So he's upset. By the way, I've been on the internet longer than you have, Winger2207, so I just want to point that out. You know, I use the early 2000s internet. You know, like I said, COD lobby kind of conversations. You're definitely not built for it. And then Vinny Van Gogh replies again and says, 100% agree with this. I don't think he realizes that if he flames potential subs, he'll never pass double digits. I mean, I passed triple digits, but okay. Which is hilarious considering in another thread he said he doesn't have a job. Yeah, exactly. I'm self-employed, dude. He has this, again, the same kind of rap playlist, the rap music playlist. Haircut breakdown, texturizing breakdown, blow dry break. Blow dry break. Is that them? Is that them in the fucking video, dude? Is this really the guy that's calling me a bigot? Okay, let's check out Fox uses Mara. All right. Okay, they have oh, they're playing Doom the Dark Ages and Halo Infinite and Overwatch 2. I can see why Fox uses Mara. Just called me a crybaby. May as well throw Fortnite on there. And what's that one game? What was that one game? It's called like Hyena or something that was going to be made by Sega. It had drag queens in it. Oh wait, that got canceled. My bad. Oh, you should play Concord. Oh wait, that got canceled. My bad. And what was the other one? Dustborn. There was around 12 players that actually played it. All right, I just got back to my computer. I'm going to read off 4 more of these. I see that there's 4 notifications. I bet you suck at PvP. Mr. Crinkle 7635 with another default avatar. Like, first off, he just called it PvP. He actually just called it PvP. And, yep, this same playlist, dude. But you know what's weird? Why is he talking about PKing? Anyway, like he says, I bet you suck at PvP. It's like, what? Like, I don't understand. I mean, I don't PK myself. I sometimes go out in Wildy and you know, go get the Chaos Altar, you know, group Ironman. Louis, again, he's not a default avatar. He just has a blank black avatar. Louis9941 with the 4 numbers thing as well. So I just got a new comment here. I'm just going to keep reading these off. So Worried189 Brick 2 says, why are you pretending to be a vet? You have 0 Inferno KC, 0 TOA, 0 TOB, 0 Desert Treasure 2 bosses done, 0 Gauntlet KC, 0 Chambers. You have literally not touched a single piece of endgame content, yet you speak like someone that knows what they are talking about. Absolute bot. Okay, do you see the problem with this comment? Do you actually see the problem with this comment? What do you mean veteran? Because the Inferno TOA, that's all new content. So why nobody that's done that is considered a veteran just because they've done the Inferno. What do you mean, dude? Those didn't even exist in RS2. What are you talking about? Are you okay? Like, are you actually okay? Like, what? How do you even respond to this? Does he not realize what that even means? Like, why are you pretending to be a vet? You haven't even done this new content. Think about what that means. What do you mean? Why are you pretending to be old? You haven't even played Fortnite. Like, what? They aren't ruining any late game progress. I mean, that's what I've been talking about. Wait, he says holy slippery slope fallacy though. What do you mean? Like, you just contradicted yourself in the same sentence, Jesse CW2. What? I honestly, I don't even know. Let's see here. Mark Arthgard says, on the contrary, I think this is the most anti-Reddit opinion. Redditors love making the game easier. Where do you think half of the updates come from? So here's Shane Dunning -R1D. They have their model numbers and their usernames now, and a default avatar again. Let me also preempt a common response that's if you decide to reply by making you aware that I do not use Reddit. I am not on the political left. I'm self-employed. I've played Classic through to RS3 and until EOC. He just messed up. He actually just messed up the order, dude. Alright, so I'm going to make another video here on these comments that I've been receiving. Let me open up my notifications list. We got Bruiser181. He's awesome. Bruiser's an awesome guy. Pincewow says, furry avatar disregard. That guy probably didn't even watch the video, to be fair. He has a cat avatar. I noticed cat posters. Santa says, I started watching the video and reading your comments, but your comments are so angry that I closed the video. I apologize if I came off as angry. I'm definitely not. And, dude, this is like a video game at the end of the day. Even though I really care about the history of the video game and the culture surrounding it, you know, I know that it's just old school RuneScape. I could care less. You know, I have old, like, cache files. I don't have the exact, nobody has the exact files from back then to make a server with it or whatnot. But I have replicas that I have saved. So I don't care what happens to OSRS. I don't care what happens in RuneScape 3, but I do think that veterans' progress should be respected. And that goes for discontinued items. If there's a discontinued item in a video game, that's for veterans that have been there in that exact moment. If you give it to everybody else, it doesn't matter. It's not an oddity in the game anymore. Easter eggs in video games and how those are talked about? It's the same thing for discontinued items, But anyway, it's not special in the hands of anybody else. It's only special in the hands of those who have the memories with it. Jake Grover HD. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna make any comments. But he says womp womp. But Jake Grover obviously meant to say that womp womp. We just ruined your game. It's like, no, you really didn't though, because I still have all the history and everything archived. Derek579 says, man's jobless and has all day to play OSRS, so is Salty they're making it less time consuming. You should probably go find a different game to play. Vanity OSRS says, high-level players don't care about making a game we all love more accessible so that new players can join. The cry is free, little bro. See, that's the kind of language, like the quote-unquote no cap for real, low-key. Like, you should stop listening to rap music and probably get an education or something, man. I think you need an education, to be fair, because if you're talking like someone that you're not, like you don't have a personality or anything. This guy says, this is his username. And by the way, don't harass anyone, obviously. Keep the comments civil. Keep everything respectful, obviously. I'm Weank8176. Crybaby with no max cape talking about normies. Is it, what do the younger generations say? Like, you just self-reported? Is that what they just, because let's think about it this way. What does maxing have to do with RuneScape? Because the time I came from, there was only like a handful of people that were maxed in the game. And maxing was not part of the game. There was no such thing as a max cape. So you just self-reported right there. IMWEANK 8176. You know, you just, honestly, man. And then he says, what a loser. He comes back and actually replies later. I didn't even write anything. I mean, I did afterwards, but he wrote these 2 comments like apart when I didn't even respond or anything. It's funny, dude. It's actually funny because I've seen this before. These are the infiltrators that come into our communities and try to rewrite history, try to say, oh, you're actually a noob because you didn't max. RuneScape was never about maxing. It's a fucking role-playing MMO, dude. Me and my friends from school stood upstairs in the Varrock fucking buildings and, you know, pretended like we were having a clan, like a, you know, a meeting there, and then we would actually like role-play as our, as like a character, you know? Sometimes we would play the game as ourselves, obviously. And then BC508 says, please tell me this is satire. He wrote that on multiple videos.